Okay, wanted to make another little response because I think I'm going to get back into doing more reviews. So here I go. It's a response to a WWE review, guys. Review of the recently and not so recently released superstars. Ones that he didn't mention: Big Daddy V, or Viscera, as he's probably slightly better known as. Um, for me, it didn't really do much, him being released, as I know he's been in the company for a long time, probably around a decade or so now, but he never. I like the idea of having a big, strong, sort of destructive, vicious heel on ECW, because I think it was Toadster 6464 said that ECW needs a heel, and that's exactly right, they do. Since Finley's turned face, they can't have face versus Mark Henry all the time, and that's why I think it's great they have the talent initiative and bringing up guys like Jack Swagger, who right now I'm not too keen on, but then again I wasn't keen on Kozlov when he came out, and now I like him. He works as a heel for me because it's someone else who can feud with the main eventer yeah, without it being Edge or the Big Show, basically. And it's good because they're pushing more talent up to the main event. Granted, they're not main eventers just yet, but give them time, and hopefully they'll become them. The other ones, Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. I know Lance Cade had trouble with, I think it was drugs. I'm not sure what drugs, but he had a seizure on an airplane, and and he was getting a good push as well. I was hoping to see Shawn Michaels, Lance Cade, and I know Paul London was involved in that for a little bit. The whole because he was part of Shawn Michaels' training school as well, I think it was, and I think that could have worked well. And then like Paul London and Lance Cade could have feuded, and I like Paul London. I thought he was great, especially back in the cruiserweight division. Back in, when was it, 2003, 2004, 2005, and it worked really well then. It's a shame to see him go. Murdoch, I think Cade could work without Murdoch, but I don't think Murdoch was sort of strong, well, athletically and wrestling wise strong enough to support himself without Cade, who was probably the better part of that tag team, which is also showing that they split up the tag team, because I know Lance Cade wanted to go into more singles wrestling, which is a shame because they were a good tag team, and I know they had some good matches with the Hardys, and it's a shame to see them both go. Some of the other ones that left, Chuck Palumbo, he never really did anything for me. He sort of was just there, and sort of a mid carder heel who was never going to get a push, which is a shame. But I just don't think he had sort of the right look for a main eventer, and I guess that's it really. WWE is in need of some top heels, not mid carder heels. Like take SmackDown for instance, they've got like Unforgiven. They had MVP Shelton Benjamin and the Brian Kendrick, and Shelton Benjamin. I am I mark out for them. MVP I'm a fan of, but I wouldn't mark out for him like I would the other two. The other two I'm massive fans of, and I really hope they get pushed to the main event soon enough. Heels on ECW was something I said earlier. John Morrison and The Miz, and I know that the review guys were saying about Morrison should be doing more singles, and he's right. Morrison should be doing more singles, and he shouldn't be on ECW. He should be on SmackDown feuding with Jeff Hardy. I mean, it's not original, but they had great matches when they were going after the Intercontinental title back in the day, and I could see some great matches. And it's clear that he can handle a main event. I know he wrestled Batista on SmackDown a few months back, and he handled it really well, and I could see him becoming, and I hope he becomes a main eventer in the future. because it's the young guys that are going to make the company, basically. Once all the veterans have gone out, once the Shawn Michaels, the Undertakers, the Triple H's, once they're gone, it's going to be up to the people like John Morrison, Shelton Benjamin, MVP. I can't name any on Raw because they're really... Raw is the veterans, in my opinion, just the veterans brand, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I think that in a couple of years, because of the roster, if the rosters didn't change, and I know they're going to because of the draft and all that, if they didn't change, in my opinion, in like a year or two, Raw will be the number 2 brand. SmackDown will be brand A in the WWE, which is what it should be, because they have, in my opinion, the better talent in terms of wrestling ability, because it's not the same thing over and over again. They can be innovative, they can be exciting, they can give you the matches that you want to see, and they could probably, people like some of the people I've mentioned earlier, could give you a TNA scale wrestling match, and anyone who hasn't seen TNA should really go out and watch it, because the wrestling is so much better than WWE. And I'm not a TNA mark. I'm a TNA. I'm more of a WWE fan than I am a TNA fan. But I would admit that TNA has so much better wrestling, and will do, because they promote their young guys. Their X division is phenomenal. It's tremendous. It's brilliant. And if you haven't seen it, then please go check it out. Okay, that was just my little talk. I know I drifted off quite a lot at the end, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be remaking my Edge, the greatest superstar of the 21st century video again, as it didn't work properly. And that's about it. Peace.